employee bell. The ministry advocate bell. Hey, and it worked.
Hey,
how are
Greg.
you?
I know you feel super special. How are you doing today?
Hey, Jamie.
So, speaking of super special,
Special.
if you were a superhero,
Oh.
what would be your superpower?
Ah, flying.
Flying.
And can I add one more?
Okay.
Picking up really heavy things.
Okay.
I just would love that. I would love to fly and just
Okay.
pick up buildings and just, say,
Boxes.
yeah, boxes for no apparent reason.
Okay.
And just say, come to the Dare to Share. Or I'll smash you with the building. In the name of Christ.
Wow.
That was awkward.
That was very
I would
awkward.
just fly. I would fly. That's all I would do. I would fly.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have so many travel miles.
I would not have travel miles, but I could carry a banner with me that would tell people about Christ as I flew.
There you go. Okay.
Again, this is awkward, but I love it.
Okay.
This is where we live.
Well, speaking of awkward,
Yes.
after 10 years of not being in Florida, why are we back? And in Central Florida, no less.
Because it's Florida.
I know,
It's
February in Florida. But
February
what's
in
the real
Florida.
reason?
Well, it's you look at Florida, and I think it's one of those strategic states where there's these kids. There's this raw edge to the teenagers I've met in Florida, and I think they're just dying for a cause and for a mission and a vision. And I see the youth leaders, and I see these youth leaders that are just hungry. They want to make a difference for the King. They want to see their students transformed. And I think Dare to Share will help. The youth leaders are already moving that merry-go-round, right? They're
Right.
pushing it. But we're going to come in and, by God's grace, tap that merry-go-round and help it spin faster. And all the stuff the youth leaders have been saying all year about serving Christ and sharing your faith, we'll come in and be able to, God willing, accelerate that process and really equip students as well as youth leaders to effectively share their faith in the process. So that's what we do. That's what we call Dare to Share. So we're looking forward to it.
So then what's the one thing you want every teenager in Florida to know?
I want every teenager in Florida to know that, number one, I want them to know Christ, period. On a Dare to Share level, I want them to know that this is an event that's going to motivate and mobilize you to shake your school with the gospel of Jesus Christ in a very relational, very exponential, very prayer-driven way. And so Dare to Share is going to change you by God's grace. God will use it to change you, but He's going to use it to accelerate the gospel of Christ through you to your campus. So I want every teenager to know that.
Okay.
And youth leader, and mom, and dad, and pastor.
Okay.
That's all I got.
So what's your biggest dream for Florida?
My biggest what?
Dream.
My biggest dream for Florida is there comes a point where Dare to Share is no longer needed in Florida, that youth leaders are training our content on their own and multiplying exponentially. We don't have to bring the conference back, but we can just feed them resources and let them rock it out. Down the road, that's what we'd love to see all across the nation, that, that youth leaders are owning this stuff and driving it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. I gotta go call Disney World.
Call Disney World.